Up next on Out West, it's couples camping with me, Carrie, and my boyfriend, TJ. Stay with us. Welcome to Out West. I'm Carri Wilbanks. Today we're going to show you something every Coloradan should experience: camping. We're headed up to Brainerd Lakes and Indian Peaks to meet with some gear specialists to show us how to have the best weekend camping. And my boyfriend TJ's loading up the truck, which I know means it's time to hit the road. Let's go. Let's go camping. We made it here to Peaceful Valley Campground, and what a beautiful drive-in. You can really see the season start to change. We've got all of our gear. Now it's time to get set up. Eric, a representative from Backbone Media, a company that represents tons of different outdoor brands, and they have supplied TJ and I with the perfect setup for a weekend for a couple's camping getaway. We have got all of the basics, of course, right here, starting with the tent.
Yeah, you can't really go camping without the tent.
Right.
You gotta have the tent. So Eddie Bauer's provided us with a new Stargazer, which is 4.5 pounds. It's perfect for 2 people. It's easily packable, and it actually stows really perfectly into the back of your truck.
It does, and one of my favorite parts about this was just how simple it is to set up. I looked over as I was bringing some stuff out of the tent. TJ had this set up in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, the beauty of it is that it's all color coded and it's a single pole construction. So anybody can really set it up. My little 7-year-old can do it, or the adult that's a first-time camper.
It's perfect. And then of course, we want to make sure that we're sleeping comfortably, which is where this awesome sleeping pad comes in.
Yeah, exactly right. So the Big Agnes guys really did it right on this thing. This is an insulated sleeping pad. So you've got the Primaloft in it, so it keeps you warm and keeps you insulated from the ground. It also has a 2-way valve, so it's really easy to blow up and inflate or deflate depending on what you need.
Again, with this was blowing up in less than a minute.
Yeah.
And I love camping, but until I've slept on this, I've always had trouble waking up at night. Rocks are under my back. Something will slip under and disrupts my sleep, but with this, I'm gonna be sound.
Yeah, it's got lumbar support, and it just really keeps you centered if you're on your back or on your side.
Comfort is key, so is warmth. This sleeping bag has absolutely got us tucked in well for the night.
Yeah, the Caracorn from Eddie Bauer is definitely the cat's meow when it comes to sleeping, no question. It's a 20+ down sleeping bag. It's 850 fill goose down. And the beauty of it as well is that it's super lightweight. So it's a little under 3 pounds. So it's super simple to put in your pack or do a car camping kind of story. One of the other things that I do love about this thing, it does have a little incidental pocket. I often sleep through my alarm. So actually when you have your phone or your alarm clock in your bag with you, there's no missing coffee in the morning.
Hey, that's perfect. And it seems like this also really keeps things protected in case of weather. You can put some valuables in this pocket.
That's exactly right.
I've never seen that before.
I know,
love
it's
it.
a pretty cool little feature for sure.
I always worry about that when a storm starts to come or weather sets in.
Yeah.
You always reach for your phone, and now I know where to put it.
And then when you're watching the weather come in, you know, it's always nice to have a camp chair. So a super lightweight camp chair. It makes it simple to move around with. The Helix by Big Agnes really is a nice 1.9 pounds, super easy, super adjustable camp chair that's perfect for car camping, festivals, or watching your kids' soccer game.
I know, I love the idea too of sitting around a campfire in this chair, and it all fits inside of this bag. This is something so easy to pack.
It really is.
Because camping chairs always seem like the first thing to go. They take up too much, they're difficult to fold, but with something this lightweight, I know that I have a place to sit down and be comfortable in.
No, you're gonna be comfortable.
When you're camping, of course you need the bare necessities, but it's always fun to have a few extra items too, which is what we have here.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes when you're camping, there's a lot of bugs out there, so the Thermacell guys created a 50-hour bug repellent lantern. So it actually emits this bug repellent, so you can actually have the light, but it'll also be getting rid of the bugs while you're eating your food or camping.
Two birds with one stone, and you don't have to be saturated in sticky bug spray. I love it.
Exactly right. And then the Black Diamond guys, this is kind of my favorite little piece right now. This is the new Voyager. This is a lantern and a spotlight in one. So you can hang it from your tent, you can have your ambient light inside your tent, or when you're actually going out, you can actually have the spotlight to find your commode or wherever you might be headed.
That's perfect, more dual usage.
Exactly
we also
right.
have some more options here for some light.
So the new Spot is a water resistant light, really designed for really fine tuning or hiking down the trail at night. And then if you're like me, you like to empower your kids with the light, the Whiz is really good for the little ones.
That's so cool. And this is great too, because a lot of times in the middle of the night, you're scrambling for your phone, flashlight, or anything, but you always should be camping with a headlamp for safety reasons. It's also really convenient to have in your pack, because in case you're stuck on a trail or anything, you always have a light source with you. A hydration pack is something that is another fun, essential item to bring along.
Definitely.
This is one from Osprey. This is definitely one of my favorite hydration packs. This is meant for a mountain biking pack. You can notice all of these elements in here, but you can use it for a hiking pack if needed. You have tons of storage in here, power bars, anything else that you want to bring. It keeps you nice and organized along the way. Eric, I'm starting to get hungry.
Let's eat.
How do we make sure that we bring all of the luxuries of home to a campsite to make for good cooking?
Well, that's a really good question. There's a lot of different options out there right now, but obviously you want to be efficient, you want to pack lightly, but also bring the best things that you can bring. I personally make sure that I always bring a good culinary knife. But ultimately you want to make sure it's protected and locked for the little kids or when you're around the campsite. So the Gerber guys made this new kitchen kit here that has a lock on the top, and you actually unlock the top and you can pull out the drawer and get into your knife set.
And voila, you have two to choose from.
Two to choose from,
really
exactly
good
right.
blades for a clean cut.
That's exactly right. And you get into your cutting right under the cutting board and then put it away.
This will really allow me to make waves, because I'm always the one that shows up camping with that plastic knife that we all know, the white one, and then I always get it stuck and it doesn't make for the prettiest apple that I can eat myself and serve to my friends. Then of course we have a Primus portable camping cook stove. This is something that's so great because you can make some delicious meals very simply by heating up some water. We brought along some options for us here. With some heated water, we're able to make, this is beef stroganoff with noodles, and we have some quinoa. So we're really gonna have a really fulfilling meal tonight.
Don't forget, we are in bear country. So the Yeti Tundra 35.
Oh yeah.
So this is 100% bear proof. It's 2 inches of insulation in it. It holds 20 cans, 24 pounds of ice. Really with the Tundra 35 in this camp setup, you're self-sufficient and you're ready to go anywhere.
I know that Eric and I both agree that when you're camping, what you're outfitted in is one of the most important parts, because you want to make sure that you're comfortable and geared up for the outdoors. Prana is one company that makes a lot of great clothing for the outdoors. It definitely offers a lot of flexibility and comfort. What I have on right now is the Prism Capri and the Sabin T-back top. Both are made with a Chakra Performance material. And I know that Backbone Media also has a whole whole gamut of clients that fit in this outdoor realm.
That's true, exactly right. And so we really try to focus on mid layers, base layers, or installation layers.
Perfect.
So right now it's fall, it's kind of cold. Smartwool is offering the new Corbett 120 jacket. It's a smart loft insulation and then next to skin merino. So for those cool mornings or early afternoons.
That's awesome. And I know that Stio also has some great options for layers.
Yeah, the Stio brand right now has some great stuff. So the Hometown down vest is one of my favorites for sure, as well as the snap jacket.
One of my favorite parts about this jacket too is the style of it. There's a really fun pattern to it. It's very compact and lightweight to wear.
It is.
And there's some great pockets for storage. And I know that footwear is also essential. And I like to bring along a couple different things with me because especially when you have a whole lineup of activities, you need different footwear.
So right there, the Chacos, the Chaco Evos, fantastic water shoes, something that if you're going to get water from the stream to make dinner, or maybe if you're doing some stand-up paddle boarding or maybe some rock hopping. So a great new shoe from Chaco for sure.
Exactly, still very durable. I love the color pops on these. They're easily adjustable, so you know that they're also not gonna come in untied.
And then if you're around camp, the Sperry Sonar RX Flexes, fantastic little shoe for around camp. You're getting out of your car, maybe you're just, stumbling to the commode or whatever. It's just really easy, simple slip-on shoe.
Eric, I've been in these shoes all day and I could not be more comfortable. These feel like the perfect slippers and house shoes, but you can still get outdoors in them, and it's gonna be hard to take them off because I'm just that comfortable in them.
Well,
but if I do hit a hefty trail later.
If you're gonna hit a hefty trail, really the Hoka Thor Ultra Highs, these are an amazing shoe. They're taking all the cushioning of the running technology and putting it into a waterproof with E-vent into a hiking shoe. It does have this amazing Vibram Mega Grip sole, and then it also has this really nice foot platform for a nice consistent stroke.
I'm ready to truck up a mountain with these bad boys for sure, and I know that you are too.
I definitely am. I love these.
This is great. I feel super outfitted, ready for any element that this camping trip can bring.
Let's go hit the trail.
You got it. Eric, thank you so much for joining us here on Out West and showing us all of the gear essentials needed for a perfect weekend camping.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to test our balance on paddle boards here at Brainerd Lake. Welcome back to Out West. We're at Brainerd Lake with Lane Johnson, co-founder of Atlas Hands Travel. Tell us more about your company and what you guys offer.
Thanks, Carrie. Atlas Hands is an adventure travel company. We design and lead really unique, custom itineraries around the globe. You know, whether we're fly fishing down in Patagonia or skiing in the Alps or paddleboarding right here in our beautiful state of Colorado, really understand the benefits of travel and being outdoors, and we really are excited to share that with anyone we can.
One of the best parts about a weekend camping is that you are outside 24/7. Granted, you're in a tent for some of that, but that's just a small barrier from the outdoor world. Tell us, what are some of the biggest reasons that you think people should take advantage of a weekend in the outdoors?
Well, obviously, you know, camping, we've got so many beautiful mountain streams and rivers around that offer such a wide variety of different activities. You know, it's great to break away from our 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and step outside, take a deep breath, look and see how lucky we are to live in such a beautiful place. Obviously, we can learn about ourselves with all the outdoor recreation. We can push ourselves mentally and physically. I know that meeting new people out in the outdoors is the best way to meet somebody. You can take your buddies out and really strengthen relationships.
When it comes to the outdoors too, there is just an endless amount of outdoor recreation opportunities. I know that in a little bit we're going to be hopping on some stand-up paddle boards. What are some of your other ways to experience the outdoors in Colorado?
Just right here in this area, I mean, you can, obviously Longs Peak is right behind us. You can go climbing, you can go mountain biking, trail running, road biking. You can put a bag on your back and go back for 3 or 4 days at a time right here. And we're lucky enough to have a lake behind us to go paddleboarding today.
And all of these experiences that you talk about, people can contact Atlas Hands Travel, and if it's something that they might be a little intimidated about or want some guidance with, you can show people the ropes.
Exactly. And not every trip is for everyone, and some people like to, relax a little bit more, and that's why we have our customizable trips and really build a trip just around what, everyone likes.
Stand-up paddleboarding is something that's really come mainstream in the last few years. I see more and more people taking advantage of this. If you haven't tried it yet, you are absolutely going to love it. Lane, tell us more about this sport and what people can expect.
Stand-up paddleboarding is the fastest growing sport in the United States. Here in Colorado especially, as we're a little landlocked, we can hop on the river with these boards and not even have to paddle, just go straight down. Pilates, yoga, or even just paddling right out here and having a picnic. Many options with the paddleboard.
It seems so versatile too, because I've heard of a lot of people doing stand-up paddleboard racing, so it's definitely a lot more cardio and endurance that you need. But when you mention yoga and Pilates, it sounds like something that can bring a lot of zen too.
Absolutely.
That sounds great. I cannot wait to get out and try. I would love it if you could give TJ and I a quick tutorial on these stand-up paddleboards.
Great.
Let's do it. Lane, this is new territory for TJ and I. Can you give us the rundown on how to maneuver these boards?
I know that you might have seen a lot of people holding the paddles like this. That's actually a myth. So you want to have your hand up on the T-grip here and your paddle blade in the water, okay? And obviously standing here, you kind of want to have an athletic stance, kind of like you're returning a serve in tennis. So you can like bend at the legs, kind of do that before you get going and before we take off here. Okay. And have your paddle out to your side, ready to perhaps, if you're leaning to the right, you can plant that paddle down to stabilize yourself. And if you're leaning this way, you can give a quick paddle stroke to kind of keep yourself in the air. And then obviously, paddling on the right side is going to turn you to the left and vice versa.
How often do people fall in?
Well, that all depends, Carrie. It depends on a lot of things. We're on a lake here, so it's pretty calm. Hopefully we won't be falling in today. But I like to say, as people are taking these out on the river more and more, and there might be rocks, by our side, if you think you're ever gonna fall in, first things first is just try to get on the board, Okay. Get down on your knees, grab that board like there's no tomorrow.
Lane, sometimes I've fallen into shallow water and I'm the one panicking and people say, stand up, and then all of a sudden I realize that the water is only up to my ankles.
Yep.
Has that ever happened to you?
In the lake, that's okay. In the river, you obviously don't want to ever stand up in the river. But yeah, try not to panic at any time out here.
That's great. You know what? I've complained a lot about taking swim lessons in high school and doing swim team, but I love the confidence that this is going to bring to stand-up paddleboarding, because I'm confident that if I fall in, and it may happen, I'll know how to swim back to shore.
We're going to be just fine.
Guys, I cannot wait. Let's go hit the water. Been such an incredible day camping, and I can't think of a better way to wind it down than roasting a marshmallow over an open fire. If you haven't been camping in a while, you're definitely going to have to go take advantage of some of these incredible spots all across the state, because only you can truly experience Colorado.